Hello, 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 hello. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you very much for your time, for your presence. I appreciate it so much. May God bless and then reward each and every one. I pray that God will give us the strength, God will give us the courage, God will give us the grace to be able to keep hearing His word and putting it in practice. We give Him all the praise and we give Him all the honor, we give Him all the adoration. We thank Him for what He has done and what He will do in our lives. We give Him all the praise. I welcome you once again. You are welcome wherever you are, wherever you are connecting from, wherever country you are at the moment. I want to give you, I mean you, a very special welcome. Welcome you specially. I welcome you very specially. I believe God has kept you and God has preserved you, and you are doing so amazingly well. I thank God for your life and I thank Him for how far He has brought us. Today, we want to look at a topic in our daily manner devotion, which says the antidote of fear. The antidote of fear. Sometimes fear is something that frightens you. And when we talk about antidote, it's like the solution towards fear, the solution to fear. We want to look at it carefully and critically from the daily manner. So when we talk about it, when we look at it, many a times we are so fearful, we allow the little thing to intimidate us. But today, before this section end, I want to assure you that whatever that is standing in as a fear, whatever that is intimidating you, God will take them out in the mighty name of Jesus. Because with God, all things are possible. The Bible said He has not given us the spirit of fear, but was boldness and courage. So whatever that is hindering you, whatever that is intimidating you, making you so fearful, God has stepped in. God has stepped in. We will look at our text from Psalm 27, verse 1 to 14. It says, verse 1, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the Lord is our strength, when we know when we acknowledge that the Lord is our strength and our salvation, and He is our light. He make light out of darkness, and He is the one who said us. Whom shall we fear? What shall we fear? Verse 2. When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. Verse 4, one thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in His temple. Verse 5, for in the time of trouble He shall hide me in His pavilion. In the secrets of His tabernacle shall He hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. Verse 6, and now shall my head be lifted up above me tabernacle, sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing unto the Lord. Verse 7, hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice, have mercy also upon me and answer me. Verse 9, verse 8, when thou sayest, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. 9, hide not thy face far from me, put not thy servants away in anger. Thou hast being my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of my enemies. Verse 12. Deliver me not over unto the will of my enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as without cruelty. Verse 13. I had fainted until I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Verse 14. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. The key verse is in verse 1 and 2. Verse 1 and 2. The psalmist says that the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. When the wicked, even the enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they did what? They stumbled and fall. Let's look at the message. During World War II, a military governor met his George General George Patton in Sicily. When he praised Patton for his courage and bravery, the general replied, Sir, I am not a brave man. The truth is, I am an altar graven coward. I have never been within the sound of the gunshots or in sight of battle in my whole life that I wasn't so scared of. There have never been that have I wasn't so scared of that I had sweat in the palms of my hands. Years later, when Patton's autography was published, it contained this significant statement by the general. I learned very early in my life never to take counsel of my fear, never to take counsel of my fear. Fear. You want to take that step. You want to move forward in life, and there's something that is intimidating you. Fear. Don't be fearful. In today's text, David, the author of this psalm, faced significant difficulties and life threatening dangers. However, instead of dwelling on his problems and troubles, he sings of his trust and reliance on God. His confession that the Lord is his light and salvation in whatever troublesome condition that may arise in is the antidote of fear. Often, our fear are authentic as we face real threats and dangers. Other times, the fear is unrolled and tragic by mere imagination expectation. We can turn our fears to face by looking unto God instead of focusing on our problems. Spreading quality time in God's presence lightens our darkness and gives us a better perspective of what what makes us afraid? With divine illumination, we are frequently find that the cause of our fears are like mere scarecrows, and we can preach on them by faith. We can perch on them by faith. Also, to be free from fear, we need to trust God, commit ourselves to seeking Him daily and praying to Him in faith and patiently waiting for Him to act on our behalf. God alone has a solution. God alone has the solution. God alone has the solution. No one else. Solution to our fear doesn't come from anyone else. It comes from God. God alone has the solutions towards our fears. He alone has a solution to our fears and all our problems that we face in life. So if we are to be like the psalmist, your chief end in life is to seek and abide in the presence of God. There are no enemies strong enough to intimidate or conquer you. Those who fear God need fear nothing else. The Bible says the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Many are times we are intimidated by these little things. Why won't you fear God? Fearing God doesn't mean that you are so fearful. Like you know that He's God. He's a holy God. I need not to sin. And when you are being faced with anything that will try to intimidate you, look unto Him. As the psalmist said, the Lord is my strength and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Let no one intimidate you. Moving back, moving to the Bible, there's a story of David. David, we saw that David, as young as he was not being intimidated by the giant Goliath by his stature, his physical look. But he knew that he had God. He trusted in God. With the even tiniest stone, someone coming into battle is someone who was well protected garments all around him. And for him, this little boy who was little, he was able to stand in the face of challenges. He knew God. He was not intimidated by the weapons or by the looks or by the stature of Goliath, but he knew God and he feared God. He knew that God was able to deliver him. That is the same way. Whenever you are being faced with any challenge or situation, we have to know that God is all in all. We need Him. We need Him. We will trust and obey Him. The songwriter says, trust and obey. But there's no other way to be happy in Him. When you trust Him, you know that no matter what I go through, He's able to come through for Him. And then you obey His word. When He says, do this, do it. Trust and obey. There is no other way to be happy with Jesus than to what? Trust and obey. It says, trust and obey. For there's no other way to be happy with Jesus than to trust and obey. When we walk with the Lord in the light of His word, what a glory He shares on our way. And while we do His good will, He abides with us so, and with all who will trust and obey. I want you to pay attention to the word of the song. When we walk with the Lord, He abides with us so, and with all who will trust in the Lord. While we do His good wills, He abides with us so. Never fear, only trust and obey. And so trust and obey, for there is no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. Yes, trust and obey, for there is no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. Yes, there's no other way to be happy in Jesus. It is only to trust in the Lord and obey Him. Trust in the Lord. Know that He is able to come through for you in all situations. Do not trust in man. Do not be intimidated by man. Man, as what the Bible said, the imagination, he saw that the imagination of man are what? Evil, and all their thoughts were what? Evil. Continuously, they are planning evil, they are thinking of evil, but God is a holy God. You don't have to fear, you do not have to fear anything. Trust Him, let Him come true for you, obey Him, rely on Him. Nothing should be fearful to you. When you fear God, you need not to fear anything. This is what you should keep in mind. May God help us be able to stand strong and to trust in Him. I know He'll come true for us in all our ways, in all our trials, in all our situations. He's the God who never fails. Trust and obey, but there's no other way. Thank you very much for putting your trust in God. And I assure you that nothing will ever bring you down. You'll never be disappointed because you trusted in a good thing. See you again next time. Have a nice day. Bye.